Starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, GWT family. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Alice Cole, your Ambassador of the Month. And tonight, your trainer is Ambassador Marshall Nguyen from the United States. Marshall is 27 years old. He has been in GWT for 2.5 years. He is also the youngest and the first USA ambassador. He currently has a team in over 40 countries, and he is an international trainer and presenter. He has been featured in businessforhome.org, multiple leadership award winner, and also part of the CEO LCG group, Observers Group. And he also took part on the all expenses pay ambassador cruise last month. So, ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Marshall. Marshall, please take it away, please.
Awesome. Hey everyone. Alice, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Go ahead.
Awesome, awesome. Well, first and foremost, I want to say thank you so much for the awesome introduction. And hello everyone. This is Ambassador Marshall Nguyen, and good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you guys are in the world. Wow, we have a lot of attendees tonight, which is amazing. I definitely don't want to take too much of your time, but let's get started, okay? So tonight I'm going to be going over a training on GWT tripod of belief, and this is basically considered the success tripod, okay? And oh, here you go. And so basically, in especially in network marketing, there are three beliefs that we as a affiliate on the field must possess here. So without these type of beliefs, people will struggle or even may even fail in your efforts as you will be imbalanced, much like any tripod would be when one leg is showing or absent. So let's talk about these beliefs, okay? So keep in mind the tripod of beliefs that we have is the first is belief in the industry that we're in. Second, belief in the company that we're in. And third, the most important thing is belief in yourself. Um, so I'm going to go over the first part, which is belief in the industry. So this is actually facts, okay? And this is what I truly love is that one thing that I learned from this industry is that there's no other industry has created more millionaires than direct sales. And the reason why is because this actually, this opportunity, network marketing gives you an opportunity to become a millionaire at a very low cost. And you can look at Microsoft, people in the tech world. Sometimes you need so much education for you to become a millionaire in some type of industry, right? And a lot of people think that if you are a millionaire in your field, you must have so much talent, and that's not true. And what I truly love about this industry, and for you guys to understand, is that this industry is based on skill sets, so anybody can learn skills. You are not born with skills, right? Skills learned, but most people, they're born with talent, right? So just understand that belief in the industry is huge, and again, no other industry has created more millionaires than direct sales. And the second part is no other opportunity allows for a small investment and unlimited return. And I actually love this part because I know a lot of small business owners and people that has built corporations, and you guys won't even imagine how much money they poured into the startup company. So like for me, for an example, just kind of give you guys a point of reference. After when I graduated from college, my family and I, we actually opened up a business here in Minnesota, and our initial investment was $175,000 USD, and and we didn't even make that back until 4 years later because of all the overhead and etc. So this is crazy how with GWT, right? Um, you can actually start as low as $169, but create a multi-million-dollar business for yourself, and even as high as $3,599. And this is in Canadian dollars. So that's one thing that I love is that you can create such a huge fortune for yourself with a small initial investment and unlimited returns. There's no opportunity, there's no industry out there that enables you to do this than direct sales. And the third part is at your own time, flexible hours. And this is one thing that I truly love because when I was because before GWT I was working 90 hours a week and I didn't want to do that anymore. And when I found out that with Global Wall Trade you're able to do this at your flexible hours, that really intrigued me because most people they think that they need a lot of time to to invest in their business, and and this is one thing that I think is so beneficial is that when you look into our industry, we have lawyers, doctors that work over 100 hours a week, but they're still in the direct sales industry because they understand that this business works around their life. So I want to give you guys an example of this. Okay, so imagine there's a jar in front of you. Okay, a big jar. Okay, so in with that jar, imagine you put a bunch of golf balls inside that jar, okay, to the very top. So those golf balls represents your life, okay. So when you guys look at the jar itself, you start to see little gaps, right? Because the golf balls does not fill up the whole jar, but there's still gaps in between. So if you take some sand and pour in the jar, that represents your business. Okay, so as you can see, the sand is around the golf ball. So just kind of understand that this business works around your time. You don't work around it. Where most businesses, and also if you're working at a job, right, we have to work around our job and our business. But this is amazing where this is the industry where you can work around your life and with flexible hours. And the fourth reason is tax deductions with a home-based business. Especially I do know here in North America, we have a lot of, we have amazing tax laws when it comes to having your own home-based business. And the great thing about this industry is that you can get back between $3,000 to $10,000 a year in taxes, and that's so monumental because a lot of people don't understand that when you are an entrepreneur, you actually get taxed at the very end. Where if you are an employee here in the United States, you actually get taxed every single month, every single paycheck that you receive, you get taxed, right? But with a business owner, you can write certain things off by having a home-based business. So, as we say here in the US, if you do not have a home-based business, for every 2 miles you drive, you're actually throwing away 56 cents out the window. And that's, I'm sorry, for every 2 miles you drive, you're basically throwing $1 outside the window, right? And that's huge because that's the benefit in our industry of direct sales is that you have huge tax deductions. And one of the things that I understood for a long time is that if you want to become wealthy and rich, you have to do what the wealthy and rich people are doing, which is owning your own business. And not only that, owning a home-based business that has a small investment but can give you unlimited returns. Okay. And another reason is the low risk. That's what I love is that, compared to what my family and I had to put in for our business, we spent $175,000 and it took us about 3.5, 4 years to get everything back, right? Imagine the risk, with that, that's a lot of risk, right? That could go against, if let's say if my business would have failed, if my traditional business would have failed, I would have been in the hole right now. I would have been having bad credit, have to go bankruptcy. But with GWT and within our industry, our risk is basically maximum $3,599 every single month, 150 bucks, and and a renewal fee every single year. That's the risk. There's no risk. Okay. So, and also what I love about our industry is that you can also be able to gain experience owning your own business. And this is one thing that I truly love is that, for people that want to have their own business in the future or just whatever, this is the industry that gives you an opportunity to have real life experience, dealing with a team of people, how to motivate people, how to inspire people to go to the next level, right? Because imagine if you are a CEO of your own company, those are some of the essential characteristics that you need to have. Right? Because you want to inspire your people. You want to inspire your employees, your executive team, or whatever you want to call it, right? So, and there was actually an interview a long time ago with Bill Gates and also Donald Trump. And one of the questions they asked them was, if you had to start over, what would you do? They said, I would actually start out with network marketing so I could get the experience in owning my own business. So, that's a great mindset to have, is that, that's the belief in the industry. So, and also continues that, this is great because this is actually endorsed by Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett owns, I believe seven or eight different multi-level marketing companies because he understands how powerful it is. And, Donald Trump, Robert Kiyosaki, Bill Clinton, even the Wall Street Journal actually talks about how great the multi-level marketing industry is. And, and that's huge because, this is the type of industry. So regardless if it's a bad economy or not, we still persevere. We actually persevere much more when it's bad because people need opportunity. Okay, so I recently saw an article online today on Facebook. Our regional ambassador Maria Gaderi actually posted up an article that was actually written by Forbes magazine saying that is multi-level marketing a great industry to be in to help you retire. And from the article, it talks about how great this industry is for people to retire. So, we have so much accolades and so much third party media out there that talks about how crazy and how good this industry is for a average person to come in and to create wealth for themselves. And also another reason is long time industry of over 60 years now. So if this industry did not work, it wouldn't be here for over 60 years. It would have maybe went down after 5 to 6 years, right? But it's been over 60 years so far, and this is the type of industry that's going to be here forever and ever and ever, because again, this is the industry that has given the average person a financial home run. And also residual income. What other industry with a low cost investment to start that gives you residual income? I do know a lot of real estate investors, and they need a lot of money to invest in a property to get passive income, right? But so versus our industry, we could make residual income as low as $169. So the table that I want to show you guys, this is actually on the Direct Sales Association, but I was only able to find this in the retail in the U.S. Retail sales. So this is actually in the industry alone, with retail sales is actually in the billions, $34.47 billion that direct sale companies in the U.S. has created in 2014, right? And that's the crazy thing, is that numbers don't lie, and these are the type of stats that we have as an industry to to really give the person that don't understand the industry as well an opportunity to believe in the industry, if that makes sense. Sorry about that. Just take a quick sip of water. So again, it's all about mindset, okay? And it's very important that everything we do, especially in direct sales, we need to believe in the industry that we're in. So, I want to give you guys an example. McDonald's, let's say, right? The owner of McDonald's, when he first got started, he had to believe that the industry of food is great. The restaurant, the burgers is great, but also not only that, believe in himself and also his own company. That's why his company has been able to become, even though it's not healthy, but it's the #1 fast food chain in the world, right? Because he has that 3 tripod, and that also corresponds to our business, right? We have to believe in our industry for us to become successful. And this part, the next part, is belief in our company, and this is huge, guys. There's a lot of different network marketing companies out there, and I want to give you guys a point of reference because it actually took me 15 months to find GWT. After my first company, I had to make sure that I did not waste time, and not only that, waste my money and also my resources anymore. So after I left my industry, I had to do extensive research to find the perfect company to be a part of. And the reason why is because I looked at over 100 different companies, right? And a lot of them were in health and wellness. And not saying that they're bad companies to be in, but I'd rather be in a company that has no competition, right? One thing that I learned from business school, guys, is that if you open a company, make sure you have no competition or very little competition within your own industry. So, and that's the amazing part is that I looked at so many different companies, over 100 different companies, and this is the only company that I saw that's in fashion. And I'm like, man, this is crazy. How come no company is able to do this? And then I found out is that because they can't. There's no family heritage that's attached to it, and it's way too hard. And and one thing that I want you guys to really understand, guys, is that the belief in the company is huge, right? I do know that in our company right now, we have a lot of people that have prior experience or, with different companies in the past. Not with GWT, but maybe a health and wellness, a telecommunication, or whatever. But I want to make sure and let you guys know is that, if you don't have the belief in the company right now, just understand that whatever experience you have with different companies, it's irrelevant because GWT is so different. It's irrelevant, right? So then, you have to really understand that, the type of example that you have to ask yourself is that, you didn't stop dating because the first date went bad, did you, right? Did you judge the second partner based on the actions of the first partner? No, if and another example is that if you had a bad job once, did you stop looking for jobs? Absolutely not. Did you judge a second job based on the first job experience? What about a bad meal at a restaurant? We have had all bad experiences, right? But the question we have to ask ourselves is that did it stop you from eating out in the other restaurants? And the answer is no, right? And I like to really tell people is that, it doesn't matter what experience you have, maybe if it's a good or bad experience, but if it's a bad experience that you had in the industry, just know that, in a pile of bad apples, there's always one good one. Always remember that. So that's very huge. Belief in the company, and we've been in business for over 10 years now, as we just celebrated our 10-year anniversary convention in Toronto. And they say, especially in business, once you go over the 10-year mark, ladies and gentlemen, that's when the momentum phase is going to kick in, and you're going to be here for another 50, 100 to even 200 years and beyond. And also, the second part is over 300 plus celebrities and will forever be more. If this part doesn't, if you are not sold to this part, then I don't even know why you're still in GUT, right? Because what I love about this, which I'm very proud, is that our company, we haven't paid one single penny for endorsement for a celebrity to wear our product. They absolutely buy it because they love it. Okay, we haven't paid again. We haven't paid one single penny. Where versus compared to, let's say, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Chanel, all that stuff, they have to pay. Keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, they have to pay an endorsement check that's written to them every single month, right? A royalty check for that celebrity to wear the product. And the crazy thing is that these huge designer lines, they've been in business for over 100 years, but they still have to pay celebrity endorsements. But here with GWT, we haven't paid one single penny yet, right? So that's huge. And also featured in the American Business Journal. And this is great because, when I studied in business school, we actually talked about different magazines for business. And, they obviously talked about the American Business Journal. And when I found out that our amazing CEO and visionary, Ramin Mascarlu, is the first CEO in Canada, not only that, but in direct sales, to be on the cover of American Business Journal, that really blew my mind. right? And the month before, he was actually featured in the American Business Journal as well, with the cover of Warren Buffett as well, and also featured in a Canadian Business Journal. And from what I heard is that this actually happened afterwards, right? I'm sure the Canadian Business Journal is like, what? Why is our Canadian CEO on the American Business Journal? So let's make sure he's on our Canadian Business Journal afterwards. And also featured in Prestige magazine, right? So featured in Regard magazine 3 times, front cover and 8-page spread. So we constantly have so much different accolades, and I know for sure that the next few years, once we come up with skincare, our fashion apparel, like our the women's leggings that are going to get released, and different types of products, we're going to be on so many media accolades, and it's so exciting to me. And also featured on Canadian Jeweler 3 times. They called a Fairy Mosh the ultra luxury jewelry of all time, right? Featured in Preferred magazine 3 times. Top 10 masterpieces of all time, next to Rolex, Petit Philippe, Chopard. That doesn't get better than that, right? And that was actually with our Fairy President's Watch, where we've been featured on the Preferred Lifestyle magazine. And our product was actually modeled with people wearing with Hugo Boss, Versace, and a Fairy Silver line. And that's amazing. So constantly our company has so much different accolades, and that's one thing that you guys have to understand, right? And I want to pause real quick. Understand that it doesn't matter what I think about the company. It doesn't matter what the company thinks about the company, but it's what other people think about the company that really counts. Third party accolades is very, very, very important when you choose the right company. Okay, and we've been featured in the Network Marketing Business Journal, twice as Company of the Month. And the great thing about us this is that they call us in a class of its own. And that's what it's all about. So when I saw the word in a class of its own, it means there's no competition, right? Where versus in the direct sales industry, about 97% of companies out there are in health and wellness and telecommunications. Imagine, actually, you don't have to imagine. This is actually what's happening. People are constantly competing with each other every single day, saying, I got the best product because my product has 10% more aloe vera. My product is organic. This is what people are doing. But here with GWT, we're not even competing with that. Because it's irrelevant, right? Our goal is to be the #1 fashion designer house in the world. Now, with that, we became, the best company in direct sales. And that's backed up by a lot of numbers and reasons why. Right, and we also have an A+ ranking on the Better Business Bureau. And this is huge. The Better Business Bureau is a association that basically rates companies, right? Rates corporations to see if it's legit or not. And we have A+ rating. There's A, B, C, D, and even F ratings, right? And if you guys actually want to do a quick research after when when we are done with the training, actually look up Better Business Bureau for Louis Vuitton, and you guys are going to see a lot of complaints. I think there might be a F rating right now because of all the complaints, right? But with Global World Trade, with Fair Design Alliance, we are an A+ ranking on the Better Business Bureau. And we also have, and we're also the first company to create 950 silver. This is basically silver and palladium mixed together. So we called this precious metal palladium. And this is 95% silver, where that's hard enough to hold in different types of stones. There's no companies in the world that does that. Even if you go to your local big jewelry store, the highest silver that they're going to have is 925. And believe me, go out there this week and go to your local place and see what's the highest silver, and it's going to be 925. But here with Global World Trade, with Fair Design Alliance, we have 950 palladium, right? And this is huge, right? Because you want to be the best, you have to do what's different and better. And the next part is our flagship line, which is our 19 karat and 21 karat Fairy Mosh collection, which is 1921 karat gold hard enough to hold in diamonds. And this is actually wanted by so many different brands out there. And this is one thing that, when I was doing research on GWT and trying to find reasons why, wrong with this company, I couldn't find any reasons wrong before I built it, right? And when I found out that, man, this is actually the only company in the world that has 19K and 21 karat gold. This is so different. Where for example, a lot of Asians like myself and my family members, my mom and my grandma, they always buy gold and stuff, and it's usually 18 karat gold with a stone in, right? But here, Global World Trade Fair Design Alliance is the first company in the world to make 19 and 20 karat gold, which is wanted by other brands, and this is huge. And again, and no other company's been able to do this. And the reason why is because of Ramin Mascarlu's family heritage that dates back since the 1880s, right? They have so much experience in the jewelry industry. That's how he's been able to do this, right? So, when you choose a company, make sure it has no competition, and make sure they are the new standard of the industry. And this is exactly what GWT is doing and has been doing. And also, we're the only company in the world that allows you to buy and sell a brand fair, mosh, and posh and earn residual income. So let me give you guys an example, right? Have you guys ever heard of any fashion company out there, big designer lines that enables you to have a business with? No. For example, if you go to Louis Vuitton and say, you know what, I want to be a franchisor of LV, they're actually going to laugh at you and actually tell you to get the heck out because it doesn't even exist. Even Gucci, even Chanel, even Prada, even a small company that's not in the luxury fashion industry. Maybe if you go to the mall and let's say Gap, right? People don't know what Gap is. Even Gap doesn't enable people to have a business with, right? Because guys, you have to understand the fashion industry alone is a very profitable industry to be in. That these huge CEOs, they want to keep the profits and pass on to the next generation. So Global World Trade is the first company and the only company that's in the world that's in fashion that enables people to have a business with, right? So again, do your research on this, because you can't find one company that's in the fashion industry to let you sell, buy and sell their brand, and most important, earn residual income. Even if they did, most likely you're gonna earn just the profits, But I'm pretty sure you had to invest millions and millions of dollars to even start that up. Okay. And again, we're the only company in the world that has Palladium, 19K gold and 21K gold in direct sales in the world. And we've been, and also the best compensation plan in the world. And you can actually look at our comparisons on www.rgwt.com. And again, like I say, men lie, women lie, but numbers don't lie. And and our top leaders have created an amazing compensation plan comparisons with different companies, and explain to you why our company has beat their compensation plan. And again, and you might be wondering, why have we been able to beat compensation, different companies' compensation plan? And and one of the huge reasons is because of high profit margins. In fashion, fashion is an industry that has very, very high profit margins in. That's why you guys see a lot of celebrities start their own line, etc., because they understand how profitable it is. And the fact that if you're marketing and selling a product that has huge profit margins, do you know what that means? It means it can pay out huge profit to the distributors. Versus if you're in health and wellness, a lot of the prices are actually regulated by the government. Let's say if you buy an aspirin, if you go to a local drugstore, maybe a bottle of aspirin may cost $4, but a company cannot charge $50 for the bottle, right? Because it's regulated. Why? But with fashion, brands, it's very high profit. So again, that's why we've been able to pay out very high. That's why we've been voted best comp plan in the world. And also, continue on, pitfalls of MLM, right? So if you understand this industry, and I highly suggest people to really take time to educate yourself in the industry of network marketing. One thing that I learned a long time ago, guys, that I took this with me is that understand your industry, because if you understand your industry, you understand the pros and cons to it, right? And you always want to beat the competition, because there's a lot of people out there that's in direct sales that don't even understand their own industry. And but you want to be, you want to understand your industry as best as you can, so you can answer people's questions if they have objections. Okay. And pitfalls of of multi-level marketing companies. The question that you got to ask yourself is that how many legs do you have to build? There's a lot of companies out there, and a lot of different comp plans. There's comp plans that they tell you to go wide, right? Which means personally sponsor a lot of people. But the crazy thing is that when you sponsor a bunch of different people, you can't even stack them underneath, like with GWT. With GWT, anybody that comes after you, it automatically have to be in your business. But with global wall trade, we have only two legs. Your left team and your right team, and and the fewer legs to build, the easier it is, right? And the second part is how many levels, right? With global wall trade, we have no levels, because we get paid to infinity. And what's crazy about this is that you get the same percentage as a top earner like Reza Mascarlu and Renee Liao. Those guys are top earners of the company right now. And many different top earners right now. So it doesn't matter where you started, how much volume you have, you still get paid the same percentage. Versus different companies where you have to go through certain ranks and levels to even maximize the comp plan, right? To maximize the levels that it pays out. But here with Global Wall Trade, you get paid to infinity. And how about ranks? A lot of different companies out there have ranks and levels that defines your income. Always remember that. If a company that has a rank level that defines your income, that doesn't look like residual income. That looks more like a job, right? Because a job, if you have a different rank, you get paid more, right? But that's so different because with global wall trade, our ranks and levels does not define our residual income. You build network marketing business for the residual income. Our ranks and level gives us bonuses, right? But it does not touch our residual income. That's what I truly love. And like I tell people, our business model works just like a franchise, because it doesn't matter what you do, you get 8% for life. Okay. And how about total payout? With GWT, we're actually the only company in network marketing that has the highest payout. So when we reach $1 billion in $1 billion, do you know what's crazy? We can actually say that $700 million is actually paid out to the field, and the company keeps only a 300 million. Do you guys know how crazy that is? Even if the company keeps 300 million, the fact that it's a high profit margin industry to be in, right? That's still a lot of money. 700 million is going to be paid out to the distributor in GWT, right? Where most companies, because of the restrictions that they have, their total payout could be between 35 to 40%, right? And it has to be like that, because if it's any higher, the company will go bankrupt, right? That's why they have to implement ranks and all that stuff to protect them from capping out, etc. So payout in bonuses or residuals, right? With global wall trade now, we actually have both. We have crazy insane bonuses now, and even our residuals is still high. That didn't change. For the wholesale profit bonus, it's crazy. $350 for a diamond member, for a diamond VDM that gets sponsored personally in your business, right? So where most companies, it's one or the other, right? But majority of companies, it's all bonus based. If you look at a compensation plan, let's say a health and wellness company, right? If you look at the compensation plan, you're going to see everything fully loaded with bonuses. But the promise to the industry of network marketing is to build residual income, right? And again, guys, there's reasons why company has to have bonuses. And again, and it comes down to the understanding your industry and understanding comp plans, right? So with global wall trade now, we have very strong residuals, but very less bonus. But now we have tackled both industries, right? High bonuses and also high residuals. And you might be wondering why is because we can pay out because of the high profit margin items that we have in our company. And how about earning per distributor? That's a question that you have to really ask. What is the earning per distributor? This what earning per distributor is that how many people do I need on my team for me to earn this much in residual income per month without no new people joining, just the number of people that I have in my business. According to the Direct Sales Association, they say in health and wellness, it's $1. The average earning per distributor is $1, which means that there's no real true residual, right? That's why companies always have to have so much different bonus for them to hit, just like a regular job, right? Bonus are one-time deals. If you don't hit if you don't hit the bonus the next month, guess what? You're not gonna get paid what you were promised. And the fact that there's no real residual, your paycheck could be very, very small, right? So the earning per distributor, health and wellness by the Direct Sales Association, $1 per distributor in health and wellness. And what's even worse is that in telecommunications, right? In telecommunication companies, it's about 30 cents per distributor. So what this means is that if you want to earn a strong residual income, let's say if you want to make $10,000 per month in true residual income, you're going to need about 20 something thousand people in your business, right? And for the average person, they cannot even do that. That's insane. The average person cannot even put in a team of 10,000 people, to make $10,000 per month. But what about GWT? Again, like I mentioned to you guys, fashion is a very high profit margin industry to be in, right? That's why our earning per distributor is very high, and it's between $8 to $12 per person. If you guys do the math, it makes sense, right? So, so if you guys do the math, let's say if you want to make $60,000 a year, let's take $150. Let's say you have a team of 5,000 people, multiply that by $150 per month, and that's the monthly inventory count that your team is on. That equals to $750,000 in sales per month, and 8% of that is $60,000. That's a team of 5,000 people. A team of 5,000 people could earn you $60,000 per month. Renee Liao broke $100,000 a month with a team of 7,000 people, right? And I've seen a lot of people hitting $10,000 per month in residual with a very small team, right? So look at the earning per distributor. Ask yourself, if you talk to two different people in the industry, what is your earning per distributor? Ask those type of questions, because those are very important questions, because you build the business to have a strong residual income for you to retire off of. That's why numbers are very important. And how about retention ratio? Retention ratio is very huge, right? With the industry alone, it's 6%, 6% authorship retention. So what that means is that for every 100 person that joins your business, 94 people will quit next month, and only 6 people will stay. So you constantly keep building and building and building. But with GWT, our retention ratio, I believe, is over 60% to 70%. So that's huge, right? Volume flushing, right? Does your volume flush? No, our volume, as long as you are on minimum of $35 a month with your monthly inventory account, your volume will always be there. Okay? We have people in the business that hasn't built, the business for 9 years, but they have millions and millions and millions of dollars worth of volume for them to cash out when they decide to build. That's so powerful. How about cap on volume? No, we don't have a cap on our volume. And do we get paid on all legs? With Global Wall Trade, we get paid on both legs, and this is the only company that I know in direct sales that's a binary that gets paid on both legs, because with the competition of binaries out there, you actually get paid on one leg, which is the weaker leg, right? And continue, we have no ranks, no levels, no flushing of volume, and no cap on volume or carry over volume. And we're the only company in network marketing that has the first free-flowing variable binary comp plan. What this means, free-flowing, it means it doesn't matter what rank and level you are, you get paid to infinity. Variable means, where most binaries out there, it's 1/3, 2/3, or 50/50. But with GWT, it's everything in between. Okay. Also, our products don't go bad. A ring doesn't expire, it doesn't disappear, it doesn't rot. 10 years from now. Products don't expire, no shelf line. Products don't need to be tasted or tried for 3 months. If you're in health, if you've been in health and wellness a long time ago, you have to let your customer try, that protein shake, that juice for them to, hopefully feel that health improvement, 3 to 6 months. Our products is visual. It takes you 3 seconds to know if you like it or not. If you don't like it, well, then you know what? We have more products online. And if you like it, you can go to the website and check out more products that you can actually like. So there's a lot of plenty to choose from, and the product don't lose the value. So that's a great thing about the jewelry industry, is that precious metals continuously to go, they go up every single year. And when you hear family jewels, right? What do? They pass it on from generation to generation. So the product itself don't lose value. That's why people invest in, for example, in sneakers, right? There's people, there's let's say for example, Jordan sneakers. Talking about the fashion industry, there's the first Jordan sneakers cost a lot of thousands and thousands of dollars. But if they bought during that time, maybe $200. And that's the same thing with Fair Designer lines, is that our products are going to go up in value every single year. Therefore, they don't lose the value, and it's because of supply and demand. Okay, and products can be passed down as heirlooms, like I mentioned. You can pass a watch, a beautiful timepiece, a beautiful watch, down to your next generation after generation. And that's an amazing thing, is because I have my timepiece, which is my Conquest, my Ocean Conquest, which is my all-time favorite timepiece. I'm going to pass it on to my kids in the future, because it doesn't lose its value and it has longevity. Okay, and the products are an investment that only gain value, like I mentioned before. Supply and demand. When we don't make a certain product anymore, do you guys know what happens? The demand goes up because there's no supply left, right? That's the 101 basics of economics, right? So that's why I've had people. I remembered, the Conquest Ocean Conquest watch that I have. When I first bought it, it was close to 3,000 Canadian dollars. I have people offering me 6,000 right now because they want that watch, but I'm not going to sell it because it's my last Conquest that I have, and it's my favorite watch, right? And it's earned me a lot of money. So again, products are an investment that only gain value. That's why people buy jewelry, because they understand it gains a lot of value. That's why people buy fashion goods, because they understand the value of it. And I definitely, we have this video called, if you want more information, if you are new, Ramin Mascarlu, our CEO, actually made a video called 25 Reasons Why GWT Products Are the Best in the Direct Sales Industry. And ladies and gentlemen, this is not by opinions, it's actually facts, right? You can't lie with facts, okay? And the great thing is that he goes over each and every single reasons why and why we are the best. Natural high profit, products are visual, cultural, unique, value versus benefit, tangible products lines, product increases in value, no competition, vast selection of flagship products, products are pre-approved, products have been verifiable, retail value, media accolades, products are authenticated and certified, recession-proof industry, and this is huge because the fashion industry alone it's a big recession-proof industry to be in. Want products versus need products, investment versus consumption. Products can be shared, gorgeous products, exciting products, inventory account program where no company in network marketing has. High quality products, high retention percentage, best retail profits, and this is huge. Again, like I mentioned, fashion industry products has a very high profit margin in it. Okay, products are reliable and product lines are safe, right? Where versus if you're in a health and wellness company, what if you're allergic to some ingredient that it has in it, right? But people could get sick. But with GWT, our product lines are safe because obviously you're not going to eat the watch or the leather bag, right? So that's belief in the industry. Belief in our company. Okay. So the last part I want to really take time on is belief in yourself. And this is huge, guys, because we have to you have to understand that it doesn't take anybody crazy talent to become successful in this company. You know why? Because all it takes is, if you have the willing to learn and to become successful and to be coachable, you are going to have success, and that's just it, and you're going to learn the necessary skills to become successful with global world trade. So the first part in belief in yourself is understand that we are all made equal. You were born with 2 hands, 2 feet, 2 ears, 1 mouth, and 1 head, right? I'm pretty sure you're not born with 4 hands, 4 feet, 4 ears, 2 mouths, and 2 heads, right? If so, then then I'm not sure if you belong on this planet right now. but you know but understand that we are all made equal, and a lot of us in this company, this has been our first network marketing company, and we became successful, right? So just understand that, and also ask yourself, is it true people are born as salespeople? No. When you were born, you were crying. When you first came out of your mom's stomach, you didn't say, what, sell this fairy mosh ring. I want you to buy this pair of shoes. I want you to buy this product because it's the best in the market. No, right? We learn how to be a salesperson. And if you guys really understand, right, you might be saying, I don't like sales. Guess what? You are selling yourself every single day. When you went in for a job interview, ask yourself, did you have to sell yourself? Of course. So sales is the biggest industry to be in. Not only that, is the best industry to be in. Everything you do is sales, regardless if you pay attention or not, right? When you walk out in the street, right, you dress nice because you want to let people know that you're a good dresser and you're not just a bum, right? So keep in mind, you are not born as a salesperson, and this is skills that are learned. But also understand that if you don't like sales, guess what? Sales is the biggest industry in the world, you know. So, and understand that every day you are somewhat selling something, and you might not even be realizing it. Okay. And also, you can do whatever you put your mind to, and that's the crazy thing is that, so when people have success in something, it's because of the energy that you put into something. Is the belief in yourself that you could be the next top earner in that company. You could be the next person that earns $100,000 a month, right? You have to believe in yourself and do whatever you put your mind to, because regardless, understand that it doesn't matter what you do. It could be global wall trade. It could, you could start your own company in in the restaurant industry or whatever. But if you don't believe that you could be successful in it, guess what? You're right. But if you believe that you can be successful in it, guess what? You're still right. Okay. So keep in mind, you can do whatever you put your mind to, and watch more motivational videos. As human beings, we're human. I go through my emotional roller coasters at times because it's natural, right? We're human beings. But how? But if you're, for example, if you are in a pity party right now, right? How do you get out of it? Watch a motivational video that's gonna light a fire underneath your butt. Okay. So keep in mind, you have to believe in yourself. Understand that, when time gets hard, that's what I love, is that you have to understand, when time gets hard, it means you are ready for success, right? You are reaching another level of success. They say for every new level, there's a new devil. For every new level, there's a new devil, right? So when time gets hard, guess what? Watch motivational videos. Even if times don't get hard for you, still watch it, because you're going to learn something from it. Every single morning when I wake up, I'll watch and I'll listen to YouTube motivational speech. I listen to Les Brown a lot, Tony Robbins, that's how I start my day, and that's how I set my intention. You know what? Today I'm going to get this many calls and I'm going to meet this many people. And today is going to be the best day of my life. Right. Because when you watch motivational videos, it puts a feeling inside your body for you to believe that you could actually do it. We need this type of things as human beings. It's hard to be self-motivated every single day, but if you use these tools, you can. Attend personal development courses. There's so many different courses that you could attend in your local community. Sometimes there are huge speakers that comes in that helps you find motivational in what you are doing. Okay, so make sure to attend personal development courses. And it's huge. Like I said, and the great thing about this is that you can understand so much about yourself. Find out why you're doing the things that you do. Find out what makes you motivated, and again, you're also going to be in a community of people that has the same drive, that has the same energy as you. So it's great and good to attend personal development courses and think positive. There's been a huge study which is accurate that talks about the law of attraction. We as human beings, we release any type of energy, right? It you know and you may be wondering, what, Marshall, what do you mean by energy? And the question I have for you is that, have you ever been in a situation where maybe it could be a family member or a friend that's always negative, but and you always feel the energy, like the negative energy? It's because of that, right? The law of attraction is huge. And another question is, have you been around people where you feel that positive energy from them because they have an amazing life, right? And it's because they always think positive, and they release positive energy, right? So I recommend you guys reading a book called The Secret, and it talks about the law of attraction. What you think, what you say will come back to you. It attracts that, good or bad. And there's also a movie on The Secret as well. And also keep in mind is that the only person that is stopping is you. You've read, and I'm sure you've read a lot of books about success. You read about so many different people. For example, Bill Gates. He failed and failed until he became successful, right? And keep in mind, the only person that stopped himself is him. I'm sure everything you do that's significant, that's huge, that's great, is going to be challenging, right? Because if it wasn't challenging, anybody can do it, right? And there's no significance to that anymore, right? So whatever you do that's challenging, you know what? It's going to benefit you in the long run. And understand that the only person that's stopping is you. So always continue to get better, because Ramin Masgalu, our CEO, says, life is not sustained and neither does your business. We're either getting better or we are getting worse. And that's something that I always have to remind myself, is that, what, if I'm not getting better, I'm getting worse. If I'm not getting better, I'm getting worse. If I'm not getting better, I'm getting worse. Right? So you always want to continue to get better. So when you hit those bumps along the way, you're able to overcome them very easily. And not only that, when your team hits some certain bumps in the road, you are now able to teach them because you've been over it already, right? So again, the only person that's stopping is you. And make sure, it doesn't matter how many times you fail, but how many times you have gone up each and every single time. And and continuing, all types of people are successful. There's no stereotype. And that's one thing that I love about our company, is that we have so many different people. People that live in third world countries, from different countries. 150 over 150 countries right now, and with economies where people are earning an average of $200 to $500 a month. So there's no stereotypes, right? You could be rich, poor, average, it doesn't matter, right? You could become successful with global world trade if you put your mind to it. And that's what I love, is that the fact that we have people earning significant income from countries where the average monthly income is $500 to $1,000. That should actually give you no excuses for you not to be successful, because if they could do it, guess what? You can too. Okay. So there's no stereotypes with success. Every country in the world has a millionaire or a billionaire. Okay. And excuses, reasons versus results. Are you giving yourself excuses every single day to why you can't do it, or are you actually going out there to actually get the results? Right. If that's something that you have to really understand. Everybody has excuses to why they cannot be successful, right? And if you really understand that your excuses is actually pulling you back from success, not helping you move forward, that's when that's when you're gonna really understand, is that it's all about the results now. Okay, it's not about, what, I'm too tired, I want to sleep in on this Saturday morning. Because it's more comfortable, right? If you understand that success is outside of your comfort zone, that's when you really understand that you could really do it. Okay. and stop having excuses to why you can't do it, especially if you're living in the US, North America, because we have a lot of opportunity here. But if people in different countries, the third world countries that could make $25,000, $100,000 a month, it means you can too. Okay, and get past the no's. Successful people got more no's than you did, and this is huge, guys. And this is one thing that you guys have to really understand is that no business out there you will always get yeses, right? So, but the great thing is that the more you get no's, each and every single person you talk to, you're going to learn something that's going to benefit you to your personal experience, right? So let's say, out of 10 people, maybe you got 9 no's, but 1 yes, right? Because the reason why you got the 1 yes is because of what, you learn from those 9 people, right? Because so keep in mind, the more you prospect, the more you build your team, you're going to gain so many different types of experiences that's going to help you get to the yes, right? And again, successful people got more no's than you did, okay? And the 80-20 rule. So keep in mind is that, really understand, and this is actually coming from not only in network marketing, but also all types of industry in the world for success. The 80-20 rule is 80% of your team is not going to do something. 80% of your team is not going to do anything, and 20% of your team is actually going to get you to where you want to be in your business, right? This actually goes with any type of industry that you're in. Regardless of if it's network marketing, if it's real estate. I met a real estate guy that says, out of, I talked to, out of 100 people I talked to, 20% of them actually is the one that actually bought, right? So keep in mind, 80% of your team is not going to do anything, but 20% of them will actually get you to where you want to be financially, okay? And finding the aces example, the slot machine example, in a deck of cards, right? There are 4 aces in there, right? Keep going through until you find the ace. Leo Scaler, our national ambassador, says, imagine yourself going through the woods, right? There's a lot of brown trees, but you're looking for the purple tree. If there's a brown tree next, oh, there's a purple tree, right? That's the one that you want to keep around, the one that builds the business with you, right? In the woods, there's a lot of brown trees, but you're looking for that purple tree, okay? And it's nothing personal. When you build a business, it's not because they don't like you, they don't like the business, they don't like the products. No, it's nothing personal. It's just not for them. So keep in mind, if they say no, it has nothing to do with you, right? They're actually robbing themselves from a great opportunity that can get them to where they want to be. So as long as you did your part in sharing the opportunity, that's all you have to do. But your prospect has to meet you halfway, right? If they don't want to be part of the business, just know that it's not because of you that they're not part of the business. It's because it's not for them, right? And they're robbing themselves from a great opportunity. And again, you will only fail you stop. So keep in mind, with any type of business, you're going to hit roadblocks, and that's just the reality of it, right? But it's going to be so worth it. So make sure when you hit a roadblock, one of the big things that I have to really say is to connect with your My5. Be in communication with them, because they're not going to know how to help you if you're not going to communicate with them. Okay, so only understand, if you only fail if you stop. Always keep pushing forward. Okay, you only stop learning when you stop. Okay, always continue to learn each and every single day, right? Okay, and don't be a quitter. Do you often find yourself doing something halfway? Ask yourself that. People don't, the world don't remember quitters. They only remember winners. Okay, so if you keep finding yourself doing things halfway, change that. Because it's a habit. If you're doing something halfway in GWT, it means you're doing everything halfway in your life. They say that how you do something is how you do everything. I always remind myself that how I do something is how I do everything. So if you find yourself doing something halfway with GWT, right, stop and start to understand why you're doing, and go back on the drawing boards and rebuild, and continue to build your business. Okay, and find your why. With every business, you have to find reasons to why you want to become successful. Ask yourself, what will motivate you to achieve greatness, right? Is it your family? You want to spend more time with your kids, right? Do you want to travel the world? What's important to you, right? So if you understand these questions and write them down and be clear with them, that's what's going to help you be motivated when time gets hard. And again, like I tell you guys, this is not, this is with any industry that you're in. Okay, are you too comfortable right now? Right? What's your plan B? The world is not going to get better. The economy is not going to get better. If you're comfortable in your state, it means you are not ready to grow. Right? Get outside of your comfort zone. Be prepared if the economy crashes again, and what the uh, from the economy, that they actually say that the next um, you know economy crash is going to happen again. Are you going to be ready for it? Ask yourself that. Right? Every single person has a choice to make. Okay? Are you tired of your life? If you're in the same situation where you're working 40 hours a week or 90 hours a week, 100 hours a week, are you tired of it? If you're tired of it, why won't you do something that's going to change that? Okay? So find your why and be very clear with your why. If your why does not make you cry, then it means your why is not strong enough. Okay? Next. Be coachable. Every good leader was once a good student. When I came in, and this goes back to my example. When I first came into GWT, because I had a prior experience with a different network marketing company. There's things that we do are very similar, but at the same time, I understood, what? If I want to be successful with GWT, I have to be coachable. I have to come in to this company like a brand new sponge and take everything in, right? And in order for you to be a good leader, you have to be a good student, right? And you can try things your way, but guess what, guys? The company's been around for how many years? 10 years. Not only that, we have people that's been in the industry for over 25 years. They've done things that doesn't work, and they teach you, what? If this doesn't work, try this other way. That's why we have a system, because we understand that this certain system works. Okay, so again, you can try things your way, but if you fail your way, don't blame the company, blame yourself. Okay, because we do have a great system. Try to learn the first time instead of making the same mistake 20 times before you learn. And the question I ask yourself is that, have you been in this position where you keep doing something, keep failing at it, right? But you're not learning from the mistake, right? So you want to make sure you learn the first time, and how you do that is become coachable from the very beginning. Keep in mind, your My 5 support team has the best interest in you. They're not going to tell you something that's going to harm your business, because if it harms your business, guess what? It harms their business, right? And with global world trade, it's a win-win situation for everyone. Okay, so success is going no to no with enthusiasm. Hey, are you open for an opportunity? No, I'm not. Okay, awesome, man. Next. Hey, are you open for an opportunity? No, awesome, man. Next. Hey, are you open for another for a new opportunity? Yes, of course, man. Right. So each and every single time, if you have a no, make sure to go to the next one with enthusiasm. Okay. So definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results, right? So if something is not working for you, maybe you got to somewhat change it, right? Tweak it a little bit, right? So understand that. And this, I definitely want to end with this slide right here called this is personal development, and because I truly understand that personal development is huge. There's two books that remain highly recommend. Is the first one is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Okay, this is going to teach you how to be likable, how to become a people person, because if you're in business, you have to become a people person. Okay, and the second book is called Think and Grow Rich. I accidentally put thing. I apologize. It's Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. This is actually the book that many entrepreneurs in the world has read and has changed their life, right? And it's gonna teach you about certain things about law of attraction, and how the more you think about things, you are going to grow rich mentally, and that comes to financially as well. So again, guys, I hope you guys got something new out of this training. If you are new in this business, if you are new with global ball trade, I'm very excited for your success, and I hope that you learn from you learn something from me today. And if you are not new in this business, and I hope you also got something new as well. For my current allergy consultant. So, and I definitely went over some time for a little bit. Went over 20 minutes um, over. So, Alice, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here, Marshall. Thank you so much for an awesome, awesome training. I could listen to you all night, so you can go over. I can tell by all this comment that's just coming in. And Jessica, she said, go, Marshall, go. And Nora is saying that was a great analogy about a jar of golf balls and sand. Way to go, Marshall. I learned a lot from you. And Henry Weirman from Perth, Australia, he's asking if this webinar recorded. Of course it is.
Yes, it is.
And this is the best explanation of the system I have ever listened to. This ambassador explained it so simple. And Marshall, you are a legend, and you are larger than life. And an awesome, awesome webinar. And that's from Henry and Chris. Also, Sean Haynes saying, tremendous training. Thank you, Ambassador Marshall. Alvin saying, awesome job. Thank you. Amanda, same thing. Awesome training, Marshall. And worth every minute, Alvin said. And Alec Kane saying, great training, Marshall. Refreshing. Great training session. I'm new to GWT about 4 weeks in. Very great. That's from Matt Crutcher. And Kaya, he said, amazing tripod, I believe, training. And Teresa saying, great job, Marshall. And Matt Crutcher, again, he said, worth the 20 minutes over. Cecilia said, thank you for the training. Cecilia in St. Lucia. So that's one more coming in. Fantastic training, Marshall. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And right on the money with this training from Winsburg Bridges. And Nancy McLoy, she said, you did an amazing job, Marshall. Love it. Thank you so much, Marshall. And love the 80-20 rule example and how you make everyday examples. Awesome training from Don Stevens. Emmanuel, he said, great teaching, listening from Italy. Junior, he said, amazing training, Marshall, thank you. Charlene said, thanks for the amazing training. I can go on forever. And David, he said, very motivational. So I believe that's all the comment coming in. And there are a couple of hands up. And let's see. I think Sandy has her hand up. Sandy Lamont, are you still there? I will you, so you can go ahead and say something if you like. Are you there, Sandy? Sandy Mamo? Oh, looks like she is she changed her mind. And then we also have another hands up from Wendy Stevens. Are you there, Wendy? Are you still there, Wendy? You unmuted. Do you want to go ahead and say something? Well, looks like she's not there anymore. So we have one more comment came in from Brenda Ward. Guess,
Brent didn't understand the comp plan. Yeah, so Brent, what you can do is that we have a training on our comp plan. If you go to youtube.com, type in Global Wall Trade, there's a comp plan breakdown that Renee and I believe Sean Haynes did for about the compensation plan. And if you have any other questions on the comp plan, make sure to connect with your My5 so they can help you understand the comp plan.
Thank you very much, Marshall. And we do have a lot of announcements coming in. I think Ambassador Tammy has just, really loaded up my phone here. N.A. Renee is going to Alberta next weekend, the 2nd, the 3rd, and the 4th. in Calgary, Edmonton, as well as Red Deer. And there will be a Red Deer boot camp. So ask your My 5 for the tour and boot camp location for Alberta. And here in Toronto, tomorrow being Monday is our tech seminar Monday. And Tuesday, Ambassador Brian Arundel will be in Brampton at the Brampton tour. And also on June 4th, there is